Hi, everybody. Corey Still. I'm with stillspinning.ca, and today my guest is Ronnie Romero, best known from his work with Lords of Black and the Ferrymen and Vandenberg and Michael Shankar Group and all kinds of awesome stuff he's put over the years. And he's working with Sunstorm now as the singer for them. And they've recently put out their new album Afterlife, which is a pretty stellar album. So thanks, Ronnie. Thanks for joining.
My pleasure.
Cool. There's a lyric in the last song on the album titled "A Story That You Can Tell," and it talks about writing a song that you can tell that's memorable, that's meaningful, all that stuff. So for you,
Yeah.
what's the story of this album?
Well, to me, the story for this album is more related with the album title. The Afterlife. Because this album, I started to work with Alessandro on the Sunstorm songs, in a difficult period of time for me. A lot of changes, and I was moving to another country, and I found love. So I was moving because my fiance, and so to me it was a kind of a new beginning in my personal life, and then obviously to to try to sing this style of music that I never did before, which is more melodic. All the people, they know me because I'm a heavy metal singer,
Yeah.
screaming the most of the times. And yeah, I was there was a kind of a rebirth of my career and my
Yeah.
personal life.
Yeah, it's certainly like they're certainly taking you down a slightly different path in terms of like musically or whatever. Did you enjoy that challenge? Is that one of the things that attracted you to this opportunity?
Yeah, absolutely. As a singer, singers we always try to prove ourselves first of all that we can do different things, and we are always wondering, can I sing this kind of things? Can I do this? Can I work with this guy or not? We're always trying to prove ourselves, and then to try to prove the people that we can do something else like. Uh, and so yeah, it was a challenge, but it was really fun. It was super cool, and I was really proud of the album we did with the rest of the guys.
Cool, cool. Yeah, and certainly that's cool. Now, did the whole COVID thing, yeah, impact the way that you recorded the album?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm a kind of a old school guy, so I always want to rehearse a lot with the band, and if we wanted to make an album, go with the band to the studio and jam the ideas, and then to start to write the songs and from a jam session,
Yeah.
and then go all together to the studio. I really love to work with the producer in the studio. Obviously, this time couldn't happen because of the COVID restrictions, and the guys they are all in Italy. I'm living in Romania, so
Yeah.
it was impossible to fly into to go to the studio. So I did it by, let's say, by myself, because I just get the tracks, and
Yeah.
I went to the studio.
Cool, cool. And were the tracks pretty much fleshed out, or did you have like say in how the melodies worked, or whatever? Because the melodies are exceptional, right? And like throughout this entire album,
Yeah,
track.
yeah. It was. They were all the songs. They were mostly done when they sent it to me. Um, and it happens two things to me that obviously Alessandro gave me a lot of freedom to try to put my own performance and my own things on the song. Sometimes you need to change a little bit some things because it works better for you, for your, in my case, for my accent, my English accent,
Yeah.
or for my vocal performance. There is some vocal lines that you need to change because you're the way you sing,
Right.
and then if the song is good, I never try to change anything, I
Yeah.
never I don't want to screw up any
I don't.
any word.
I don't think that's very likely, man.
But that happens to me, for example, with Michael Schenker, because they were sending me a couple of songs to put the lyrics on it,
Yeah.
and they told me, just they sent me some riffs and said me, you can write the lyrics if you want it, but they sent me some vocal line ideas. And so there was a couple of songs that I say I don't want to change this because this sounds like Michael Schenker. So
Okay.
if I do something, it's gonna change something totally different, and I want to do this.
Yeah.
Just keep it that way. And then just one song I did it because I thought it was worth to change the vocal line and the lyrics, and it was actually it became on the more successful song on the Michael Schenker album, "The Sail the Darkness." So
Oh, awesome. Yeah, is that that was a pretty stellar album too, and your performance there was awesome. Do you have many opportunities like that throughout your career to
yeah, the most of the times all the people that I work with, they really want to get me involved in the songwriting.
yeah
But as I told you, um, I know that that's not my main skill to write music,
right
So that's
yeah
okay to me if you send me the song and I just need to sing it and that's it.
right
Um, if I feel that I can do something and write some lyrics because I'm inspired at that moment or whatever,
right
uh, I can do it. But as I told you, it's like if the song is okay, it's cool, and it's pretty much done.
yeah
I don't have that kind of ego that I really want to put my name on the on the artwork or something.
yeah
Should put like Schenker Romero because just because. Nah, that's
although that has a nice ring to it though. You Schenker Romero. I think that sounds pretty cool.
yeah, but no, I'm not that kind of a guy that I need to put my name on it. If the song is okay, that's it.
Yeah. Cool. So, to get back to Sunstorm for a bit, how did you get the opportunity to Sunstorm? Because we've heard all about the change in vocalists and whatever, but I think everybody that listens to the album is awesome, right? Um, yeah. So how did you get it? How did you get the gig?
I was telling you I didn't know that because it was super funny the way that everything happens because we were I'm a huge fan of Joe and obviously Soundstorm is one of my favorite projects from Frontiers. And then with my fiance we were listening a lot of Soundstorm recently. Before all this thing happens. And actually, we were pretty much into one of the records, one of the albums. Every day, while we were cooking or you're just cleaning the house or whatever, we're putting music, and there was Sandstorm there. And one day, actually, she told me like, "You could sing something like this more melodic way because it sounds good with your vocals."
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, I would love to do that." And then, like a week after, I got the call from Serafino to
Oh, that's
ask me
awesome.
to join.
That's awesome. You put that out you put that out into the world, and then it comes back to you. That's awesome. Yeah, and certainly your fiance was bang on. You definitely can sing that sing that a more melodic style for sure. But you guys as a band, Sunstorm band, you guys must be pretty stoked with how the album came out because it's like every track is really good.
Yeah, from the beginning, we were pretty sure that the album is going to be a success, or at least the people are going to like it.
Yeah.
Because there is no fillers in the album, so every song is special. Every song is different from the other one. It's like so actually a good friend of mine. It just sent me a message today because he told me I'm gonna listen the album today. I didn't listen before, so I'm gonna listen today. And now he sent me a message like I was enjoying 2 times the full album because it's pretty much awesome. It's a good journey
Yeah.
through a different kind of music styles, and he told me about songs like Hot and Scarim or sometimes like the early TNT,
Yeah.
that kind of things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're pretty happy with the album we did.
Cool. And Alexandro, obviously his songwriting is really really good. His lyrics have actually evolved over time too, and certainly his lyrics are often about hope and rebirth and all of those kinds of things. Did you find it easy to actually put yourself in that space, like emotionally, to connect to the songs, to be able to sing them with such conviction?
Yeah, absolutely. It was really easy. Alessandro, as you said, is a great songwriter. So it's easy to get the message to perform in the record. And actually, because nowadays it's cool to have those kind of messages, like like positive messages
Yeah.
through the music. This apocalypse thing. It's enough, too much enough
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
people. So
Too much death and dark and apocalyptic
yeah,
stuff. You have to get back to some hopeful kind of
yeah,
stuff.
the end. Yeah, the end is near and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, here's the rebirth kind of
So
album.
yeah, I think it's worthy, and actually the people, the fans, they want to listen something positive because
Yeah.
of these times we're living nowadays. So it's super cool that the messages from the songs are super okay, and it was really hard, really easy to me to get the story to tell through my vocal performance on the studio. So yeah.
Yeah, and certainly, like, to that end, I think that throughout your career, like whatever you've done, be it Lords of Black or Ferryman or Rainbow with Richie Blackmore, which I'll touch on in a second. But obviously your performances have been stellar all the way along. But there's something about Sunstorm, this album, is really like what is some of your most inspired sort of performances to date. Like, would you agree with that statement?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's probably that kind of albums that I felt more identify with. You know,
Right.
as I told you before, because of this period of my personal life that I was passing through, and then during the all this lockdown thing, when everything happens with the pandemic. It was a little bit of not to know what's going to happen with the music industry and the business and everything. And then suddenly this happens. And it was a kind of as I told you at the beginning, it was kind of a bonus track, like
Yeah.
a new, yeah,
Well,
something like it.
with the lyrical content of the record, it was kind of like it must have been sort of like a almost like an aha moment for you, meaning like it's sort of all the lyrical content came at a perfect time for you in your life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
So in that way, it's really easy to connect with the songs and with the story, so you can make it more. You feel more identified with it, and you can properly tell the story in a more credible way.
Right. Yeah. Well, like I said, like I really love the album top to finish. Some of my current favorites, and I say current because it kind of changes whenever I listen to it. But some of my favorites on the album right now are One Step Closer and Far From Over. Do you have a favorite or set of favorites from the album?
Yeah, I have two or three. Actually, it's funny because I didn't listen the full album, since the release. Obviously, I was listening the songs when I was learning the songs, and I was in the studio, and then I was listening the mixing and the mastering options, but I never had the chance to put the record, on to play the album, like, and just to listen.
Yeah.
And I was doing this today because I was driving for more than an hour, and I put the album on the Spotify in the car. Um, and yeah, I thought it was my favorite. It could be Swan Song because it's more related with this period of my personal life, and that's why my fiance is in the video clip. Um, and then probably Lost Forever, which is a ballad of the album.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite. I feel very proud of that one because it was really hard to perform it in the way that, as I told you before, since I am a heavy metal singer,
Yeah.
it's really hard to go that soft at the beginning of the songs.
Yeah.
You always want to scream.
Instead of like screaming right
Yeah.
off the bat.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it was great. It was. I remember when I recorded the song and I sent it to Alessandro to listen the final tracks, and he
Yeah.
said, and he told me like, you in this one you were singing like gods, you know. And it was I felt really proud of it. And then I was listening. Yeah, it's true.
It's a great song, and one of the things that Alessandro had mentioned to me sometime is about the importance of building the sort of the intensity within a song, and I think that that song actually is a perfect like example of that, right? So yeah.
But then I was telling you that I was listening to the album in the car while I was driving, and a story you can tell it was really surprised me in a good way. I think it's a great song. It starts like a Whitesnake song, like a riff, like
it does, yeah,
like a Whitesnake song, and then the dynamic, and then the vocal line on the chorus is super cool. We did a lot of work with the backing vocals. I never had the chance to do this before. You know, normally when you record a heavy metal album, you put the main vocal, and then sometimes you can put some little backing vocals just to for their choruses or that kind of things.
Yeah.
But in this album, there is a lot of backing vocals. So it was super cool to me.
Yeah, it has it does have a big sound, even vocally, right?
There is in every song there is at least 8 or 9 backing vocal tracks on the song. So that's a lot.
Yeah, it is. Well, it definitely makes a difference in that sonic wall of sound that you get from the album. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And
I'm just wondering how I'm gonna make it for the live shows.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hopefully there will be some live shows. Is Sunstorm planning on touring with this?
Yeah, actually, one of the more attractive things that it makes me say yes to the record label to record this album was to have the chance to go live with the band. So and everybody in the band they want to do this. We really want to do this. So actually we have a couple of offers already from some festivals. So I think we're gonna make it.
Oh, excellent! I'm sure all the fans out there will be happy to hear that, and certainly if the Sunstorm comes anywhere near me, I'll be there as well to check you guys out for sure.
I think the US is a great chance. Make it. Actually, the album it's going really successful there. We are in the charts, the Billboard charts already.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
So yeah, that would be great to go there.
Well, hey man, fingers crossed for sure. Now. You've been a professional singer now for well over a decade. Many awesome, experiences. But if you weren't a singer, if none of this would have happened, what would you have been like? What would you have been doing with your life?
I am a forest engineer, so.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, I will be walking through the forest, just complaining about my life. Complaining about not to have time to make music on the weekends.
Yeah. Well, you're like me. So, when did you know though that's what you wanted to do? I want to be a singer. I want to be in a rock band. I want to be that guy up on stage.
Oh, that was in the early days when I was a teenager. I grew up listening all this classic rock music because my father he was a huge fan of classic American rock bands like Boston, Kansas, even Journey. Then I was listening Pink Floyd. Then I was listening Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix, Deep Purple, Rainbow, that kind of things. So since I was a kid, and then one day a friend of mine gave me a tape. It was not even an original tape. It was something re-recorded from the radio or something like that. That times when you can record.
Yeah, exactly.
The radio.
Press play and record at the same time.
Exactly. Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah. And actually, you normally put the name of the band in the case.
Yeah, that's right.
Handwrite it, like.
Yeah, exactly.
And sometimes you were trying to put the exact logo of the band.
Yeah, exactly. You'd have to draw it out.
Yeah.
You make a mistake and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed a lot doing the White Snake logo most of the time. I remember.
I was a Van Halen fan, so I got really good at doing the.
Yeah. Yeah, so it gave me a tape. There was these Starkers in Tokyo from Whitesnake.
Yeah.
This live acoustic album, and I was start to listening. I was discovering the Purple Saga at that time.
Yeah.
So I didn't know about David Coverdale yet, and then I put the record and it was like it blew me away. There was like wow.
Yeah.
I really want to be like this guy. I really want to be this guy. Actually.
Yeah.
That was the moment. I was like 14 years old, something like that.
Yeah.
So I remember when I put my first band together with some schoolmates. We start to play songs from that album. Like Here We Go Again, It's This Love Acoustic.
Yeah.
Like things, Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, everybody wanted to be David Coverdale. I still want to be David Coverdale. But certainly, you mentioned Deep Purple in there, and certainly you're a member of Rainbow there. What was it like working with the Richie Blackmore? I mean, he's an absolute icon within the industry. What was that? What was that experience like for you?
Yeah, first of all, to realize that I did a little David Coverdale there.
That's right. You did what he did.
Except by the bank account.
Yeah.
Most of the things that
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was super cool. It's obviously Richie is one of my favorite musicians. Rainbow and the Purple, they were my favorite bands for many years in my teenaging. So yeah, then suddenly you just realize that you're playing a show in front of thousands of people, and then Richie Blackmore's in one of your sides. Playing the white Stratocaster is something that is priceless.
Yeah. Well, and playing live for him, sometimes you must have had that almost out of body experience where you look over to him while you're on the stage and like, damn, I'm actually on the stage with Richie Blackmore.
Yeah. The funny thing is that was when I was 15, that age 14, 15. I normally my day after the school, it was to be in my room, with a kind of a stick, pretending that is a microphone stand in front of the mirror, singing "Shouting Time" or "High We Star,"
Yeah.
and then suddenly you're singing those songs with the real Richie Blackmore. So it's as I told you, it's priceless.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned Deep Purple and whatnot back in the day, but what was your very first concert that you attended?
I half attended because that was the first show that I really wanted to go, and I really wanted to be there, but it was not possible because I was 15, and at that time it was in Chile, 1996. There was no possible to go in the venue under 18. So
yeah.
I was listening from the outside. It actually was a Rainbow show. It was they were doing the Strangers in the Soul tour.
Okay, you were like listening up in the door, like just like the kids from Jukebox Hero.
It was a big stadium. It was an open stadium, so you can listen from the outside.
Okay.
I was listening with a tear from my eye.
Yeah, exactly. With a big jealous rage boiling inside of you, right? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, are you a band T-shirt guy? Like, do you like band T-shirts?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, cool. So then
I have hundreds and hundreds.
You have hundreds. So
the 90% are for free. Because when you go to a festival, they normally give you as an hospitality thing.
Okay.
They give you like a big fan package.
Okay.
With t-shirts and a lot of merchandise even.
Okay. Yeah.
So I have a lot of t-shirts from festivals, with all the bands in the back.
Okay.
I have a lot of t-shirts from friends that they send it to me, to take a picture with it.
Yeah.
And actually from Yeah, what I love is to have when I have a T-shirt from my band, is to have just the Japanese version of the merchandise and that kind of things. So it's yeah, I have a lot. I have the
That's
Lords
cool,
of
actually.
Black with a big Japanese flag here in the bag and that kind of things. It's very actually we have a version of the one of the Lords of Black T-shirts. We did on the second album. We put the four lords
Yeah.
of the cover. We put it on the T-shirt. And the Japanese they did the same thing, but with samurais.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's neat. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
that's
good
super
idea.
cool. So when I saw it, I really wanted to have that.
Yeah, I guess so.
So I was writing right away to the Japanese guy, send me merchandise, please.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I have a lot of.
Now, do you remember the first one that you actually bought?
Yeah, it was a T-shirt from Rhapsody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was listening a lot of. There was a period of my life when I was listening a lot of that kind of power medieval metal bands. Like, there was when Ingrid Malmsteen he did the Fire and Ice record. I remember.
Yeah.
I was really into that, and then I jumped into the Rhapsody, Lucas Turilli Rhapsody of Fire. I don't remember exactly, but there was a lot of versions of the band.
Yeah.
So I was listening to that kind of things, and it was super cool because there is a dragon on the chest and everything, and the logo is super cool, super heavy metal like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a super cool T-shirt.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Um, so what's next for you, Ronnie? You got any other projects on the go? Are you doing Lords of the Black, the next one, and Ferryman, and what's next for you guys?
Well, I just finished like a couple of weeks ago. Just finished the new album of Lords of Black, the Alchemy of Souls Part Two is already on the post production
Oh, awesome.
stage. I think they're mixing already. So yeah, that's. I think it's gonna be released at the beginning of 2022. I think. I'm not
Okay.
sure.
Awesome.
And then on the next days, I'm gonna start to record the third album of The Ferryman with Magnus and
Yeah.
Mike Tirana. That will be super cool. I think the people who is fan of The Ferryman and they are really waiting for that. They
Yeah.
were
Absolutely.
really actually they were asking a lot about if we want to make something else. And so yeah, we decided to make a new record. The songs are ready. I was learning the song, so I will go to the studio really soon in a couple of days.
Oh, awesome. Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, yeah, super. It's gonna be super cool. And then just to wait if this Michael Schenker tour can happen at the end of the year. So let's see.
Cool. And do you think are you getting the sense because of the COVID vaccinations and all that stuff that those tours are going to happen?
I mean, they canceled already because we were supposed to play some festivals in the summer, at the beginning of the summer, like the Hellfest
Yeah,
or
Hellfest.
the
Yeah.
Brass Pop.
Yeah.
But they canceled already. I was talking with the manager the other day, and then they think that there is a chance that the tour happens
Okay.
if everybody gets vaccine. Of course.
Yeah, that's right. So everybody, let's get vaccinated so we can get back to
Yeah,
shows,
exactly.
man. Like, it's been over a year since I've been to one, and I'm dying to go to one. So everybody, let's do our part so we can get back to rocking out.
Yeah, but yeah, I think if there is a chance that will be cool because it's gonna be a nice tour. There is a lot of shows in Europe. There is a lot of shows in Russia, and that would be great to go to the States with that tour.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And just to finish off on that thought of playing live, I mean, you've been to all kinds of places on tours and stuff. But what's your favorite place to play?
Oh, I have a lot of favorite places. Mostly the places that I've been many times already. Like Germany is a great country to play. Japan is a really great country to play. I played the state just once. It was in the this Prague Power in Atlanta,
Okay, yeah.
and it was super cool. Well, that was super cool. There was a couple of days we were there with a lot of bands. The people is nice, super nice. The festival is fantastic. The only bad experience that I have that right after the festival, we were flying out back to Madrid with the band, and there was a week where there was a big hurricane coming from the Caribbean, and we were the last fly allowed to take off from the airport.
Oh, lucky you.
Yeah, no, not lucky actually, because we were going through the hurricane
Oh no.
in the flight, and it was. I mean, that was funny, but our bass player, there was his first time flying,
Oh, that's not good.
first time ever.
Probably last time then.
It was so funny, he was crying like never before.
Oh, that's hilarious.
He was even not a believer, So he was.
You cover all the bases in times like that.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that was a fun experience. Actually.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks so much, man. Thanks for your time. Thanks for doing this. I know that's a little bit late over there where you are. So thanks for taking the time. I appreciate it. Sunstorm album for everybody out there that hasn't heard it. Go hear it. Go check it out. Go buy it. It's phenomenal. It'll be on high rotation for you for a long time. So thanks a lot, and Ronnie, and I certainly hope we can do this again.
My pleasure.
Awesome, cool. And
Thank you.
for those of you out there that are listening and watching, make sure that you like the Facebook post, you like the YouTube post, and you make sure you subscribe, because we can all do our part to get the word out there that rock and roll is not dead. It's still out there. Great rock and roll still lives, and we need to push that forward to make sure that rock's on top again soon. Great.
That's it.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, man.